don't know if I'm the only person that's having this. Oh, my network is not even connected. I don't know if I'm the only person that's having this network problem. I don't know if I'm the only person. Yes. I'm in between both of them. I'm trying to connect my earpiece. Okay. It's Sandra. I don't know if I'm the only person who is having issues with MTN network, but we move. Anyways, hey guys, and welcome to today's live. Today I'm going to answer a few questions as regards portfolio, and then I'm going to make a video, a more detailed video as regards portfolio. But first, I'm going to answer a few questions. So when you come on, please just tell me on the comment section that you're on. Just let me know in the comments that you're here, and if you want to join the live, I hope network will allow will allow us. Okay, okay, okay. So before talking about the portfolio, I have a whole lot of people have put on asked questions about portfolio, and I'm actually going to answer. Hello, Oma. Hi, Oma. If you want to join the live, please just let me know. I'm going to put on the link in the comment section, right? If you have any questions, feel free to answer. And uh, yeah, okay. So today's live. Hi. Oh, you want to join the live? Yes, I'm trying to send the link. And so the question is about what to put in your portfolio. I understand. Sometimes you don't even know what we're doing, right? It's not as if you just don't know how to present it. See, the most important when it comes to life, right? The most important thing is not okay. I think I put the link now. The most important thing is not the design, especially if you're not a designer, if you're not a graphic designer or any other. Nothing concern you and design, okay? But if we're talking about a virtual assistant, the virtual assistant portfolio, right? What is important is the project that you put on, right? So what's important is the project that you put on. So the question is, what kind of project can you put on? Hello, Ivan. Hi, happy September, everyone. Happy September. We thank God for bringing us to this into this month, and we know that this month is going to favor us. So as I was saying, the most important thing when it comes to your portfolio is the project when it comes to a virtual assistant. Now, if you're designer, graphic designer, UI UX designer, anything that has to do with some sort of design, artist, right? Model, all of those things are just the pictures. People are interested in the entire design of the portfolio. But when you're a virtual assistant, you want to be particular about the project. And so I'm going to talk about all of this. So I hope you've gotten the link from Oma. Try and join. Okay, so before I'm going to, I think since we have about 5 people online, I'm just going to go straight into it. So, now the first thing you want to know is when it comes to portfolio, right? So I have two portfolios right now, and um, the first one as regards VA, the other one as regards product slash project management, right? So even when it comes to VA, right? As a VA, you can actually have more than one portfolio. And hear me out. The reason is because before now I've already mentioned that there are different types of VAs, right? And so if your type of virtual and before previous videos you understand that VAs nowadays are not just administrative assistants, right, and all those things. So even technical virtual assistants, right? So when it comes to being a virtual assistant, you need to have your niche kind of. And so you want to be particular about the project that you enlist on your portfolio. So today I'm not talking in my video, I'll kind of the next video I'm going to post on YouTube, I'm going to kind of talk about the design and all of that, which is again not so important. But today we are talking about the actual project that you're going to do. You want to join this team. So okay. So the first step now that I just mentioned is knowing what portfolio that you are creating. So are you creating this portfolio as a social media VA, or are you creating this portfolio as a general VA, right? Are you creating this portfolio as a technical VA? Each of them, just know where you're standing. That doesn't mean that you can't add other projects, right? But you want bulk of the projects that you have there on on your portfolio. So thank you very much for the likes. Please do well to like this this video. Okay. So the next thing that you want to do, I think I've gotten that point straightened out, right? So that's like, so what it means right now is that you can decide that you have a portfolio for social media VA and you have a portfolio for general VA, because someone who is a social media VA would have a different type of projects that they handle compared to someone who has is a general VA or a personal assistant, type of VA. Okay. Okay. So the next thing that when you've decided, what kind of VA you want to be and the kind of projects, you already know the kind of projects that you handle as that type of VA. So let's say I'm a social media VA, and it means that I'm a social media assistant, you know, basically. Um, the next thing I want to do is to profile the type of clients that I'm going to be having. Am I, am I going to be having clients who are business owners, small business owners, medium business owners, or enterprises? Am I targeting B2C type of businesses, or am I targeting B2B type of businesses? Because if I'm going to target one, or if I have more projects on a B2C type of like if the projects that I have, the social media accounts that I've handled are all B2C, right? And I'm applying and I'm submitting my portfolio to a client who's more of a B2B, who has a B2B business, then it means that it's not going to sit well with the client because other you know candidates might um, you know do better than myself, right? So even though I have experience. I have a portfolio. I have projects in that portfolio. My my projects are not relevant, you get, to that particular work experience. So you want to try to understand that. So now we've profiled our clients. As a social media manager, I do social media management and I prefer doing Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or I just prefer doing YouTube, or I can do all of them. You can do all of them. Okay, yes, you can do all of them, but what kind of clients are you looking for? I'm looking for B2B clients, right? So I'm looking for clients who are other businesses, right? So now, at this point, we're now going to move on to the next step, which is having work samples. So let's just assume that all of us here, we don't have previous experience. How are we going to manufacture a project that will put minimum of three projects that will put on our portfolio, minimum of three projects. Okay. So we're going to, you can use chat GPT or you can just like use your head and you're going to think about possibilities, right? What does a B2B business do, right? What can I do? What can I do? So you can either manufacture projects like do a marketing analysis, right? So choose a B2B business. Choose a B2B business, like say choose a travel agency, okay? Or choose a real estate company that, you know, um, is a B2B in the sense that they are looking for that businesses that will kind of buy from them or rent from them and all of that. And then do a market analysis, you know, compare, compare their competitors, do a SWOT analysis, and then arrange this in a PowerPoint presentation. And when you arrange it, that's just the first step. You have to arrange it in a PowerPoint presentation. But what I'm trying to tell you is that, okay, this is what you can do as an example of a sample work. Now, another thing you can do is that you can do a um, user persona research, right? So you're trying to research target audience of B2B businesses in a particular niche. So you can decide B2B businesses in the real estate again, or the travel agency, or any other niche that you think of, right? And say, okay, let me do user persona, target audience research, and then you can do something. These are things that B2B people are interested in, right? That is not directly because that's B2B, creating a B2B social media account to manage, how long will you, it's going to take time, right? So that we're talking about realistic things that you can do, you can achieve in a very short time, right? Then a second thing you can do is that you can do another analysis where in that market analysis that I talked about, you compare or you analyze different social media accounts of different real estate companies. So you're saying, okay, this real estate company's LinkedIn page versus this other real estate company B versus this real estate company C, and do a comparative analysis, do a SWOT analysis of them, and put on your project. These are like I've talked about up to three possible projects that you can create. I'm using B2B because it's quite difficult, right? Because B2C is easier. You can even start posting on LinkedIn, or, start creating your own personal brand and use it as an example for B2C, right? So, but B2B is quite difficult to navigate. And so that's an example of what you can do. So now that we have about three different projects, so note that they are not all the same thing, right? They are not all the same project. One was a research, user persona, target audience research. The other one was like market analysis. The other one was like competitor analysis kind of research. Now we have like three of these things that we can um, put together in different slides, right? And then put them on our project. I don't know if you have any questions. Feel free to ask any question as regards your particular niche. So this is an example of projects you can do for B2B, right? Now for B2C, I believe B2C is quite easy. For example, you can use yourself as an example in the sense that at this point, decide a particular social media channel. I think it's easier to focus on one, right? Decide on a particular channel that you want to work with. Now, I don't know how if clients or if businesses are really embracing TikTok. But don't go and do TikTok because TikTok is currently easy to climb, the ladder on. If people are still, I think most businesses, B2C businesses prefer Instagram because of that, prefer Facebook group, prefer LinkedIn. I don't know. I'm not sure about how much they like um TikTok. But what I'm trying to say is that don't go and open a TikTok account just because you want to start creating not just creating content in this sense, but more like a content that you would use as a project. Because at the end of the day, you're going to the way you're going to present it is like, okay, I grew a community from 0 to 500 in 1 month, or from 0 to 1,000 in 1 month. That's how you're going to kind of put it, like when you want to present it in your project. So it's not about I created content. So yeah, in your resume, you now start saying, yeah, content creation, content planning, blah, 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 blah. But when you're putting it in your portfolio, it's more concise. It's more like what was the result of what you did. And so basically what you did was that you um managed a community, or you grew a community from a particular number to an increased number within a specific amount of time. Okay, so you guys should that's the easiest part. That's why a lot of people say start creating content. So the question is, okay, where should I start creating this content, or where, or what should I even talk about? So right now, some people are in their virtual assistant journey, and on LinkedIn, I've been noticing a lot of people posting about their virtual assistant journey. Use it, do it, post, share your journey, share some whatever it is they teach you about. Kind of analyze it. Oh, why you think working on Excel is better than working on Google Sheets, or why you think Notion is better than Asana. you know, and then you kind of personalize it. Oh, that you worked on Asana, and then even though you've not tried Notion, but people say those are like content things that you can put in that is not, because another thing I noticed about the ALX thing is that I think the tax they gave them was like to post something, and it's as if everybody was posting the same thing. So I think I saw like 3 or 4 people. Okay. I think I saw about 3 or 4 people post almost the same template of posts of, hey, I'm doing ALX. Nobody even tried to personalize it. And so I think in this case, you want to be strategic. You want to kind of personalize stuff, right? So Oma said she's lost on LinkedIn. I know LinkedIn is not easy. That's the most important. Like, but LinkedIn is important. LinkedIn is very, very important because most people on LinkedIn, they are recruiters on LinkedIn, they are business owners on LinkedIn, they are HR people on LinkedIn, they are team leads, all on LinkedIn. And so you don't really know that thing that you post that someone will feel like, oh, I think this person, we need this person on our team, right? So that LinkedIn is that serious platform, not so people who come to LinkedIn for serious business. It's different from people who are on TikTok, right? Because when I'm on TikTok, it's more of entertainment. It's like, oh, what is this person saying and who is the person and all of that. I'm not, and not more like inquiry into what the person is able to do and all of that. So I feel that LinkedIn is very important. So if you guys can, while TikTok is good, if you can focus on LinkedIn, it will be easy, especially as a small creator. A particular client who's big on LinkedIn told me that how he was able to do it, he dedicated 3 months. 3 months. He said, just give it 3 months. And according to what he told me, that one is the stressful part. He said, for that 3 months, don't post anything, right? All you need to do is engage with other people's content. Every day, wake up and engage with other people. Oh, that just put serious, good type, good things, not nice, sure, kiniko, kiniko, like really comment on what the person has to say. I don't know why I'm talking too much about it. But anyways, my point is at the end of the 3 months, then you start posting. Notice that all those people you kind of engaged with will feel obliged to get back to you, and then just give it 4 to 5 months tops. Anyways, we are back to talking about portfolios. And so now the next thing is about visibility, right? So I've talked about project. I told you that in portfolio, right? It's not so much about the design. You can copy someone else's design, right? But the most important thing is the project. If I go to someone's portfolio, right? Someone sends me a portfolio and I enter your portfolio. Um, those in about you part is not what I'm 100% interested in. I want to see your project and I want to see if there is any recommendation that you have. Seriously, like those are the two main things. Now, if I'm convinced with those two things, then I'll now say, okay, what's the about me? What what does this person have? Then I'll now start looking for your credentials and whether you did any certificate course or anything about you, right? And then the next thing I always do is like go to LinkedIn. So your LinkedIn also should kind of relate to what this portfolio is kind of saying. So what am I trying to say as regards visibility? Your portfolio link should be put every put it there permanently. My email signature. I put my portfolio link. I don't know if I put it on LinkedIn, but my email signature most importantly. And where else do I have my portfolio link? If you have Quora, like just find places where you can easily put it so that because funny enough, like it's just that easy. Like make sure it's visible. Have a link tree. You can just have that link tree, Kiniko, and put your portfolio link there and attach it to your Instagram, to your Facebook, to your um all of your social media platforms, right? So that because it should be quite um public because you don't know where your help is going to come from. So visibility is very important when it comes to portfolio, right? Okay. So, I don't know if you have any other questions. So now the next thing that I want you to um, take notes in your portfolio is people reaching you. Now, my portfolio, because I've had this case where if you put your email on a public domain, like you put it on websites or anything, even you see people just any type, people will just be sending you random emails, right? This cold emailers will just be sending you emails. So you should actually be careful as far except you don't mind, but someone someone like me, I actually mind. I don't like putting my email like out there. So what I do is that in the portfolio link, you just set up a form, right, where the person can fill the form and then get to you, like submit the form to you, and then you get back to the person. For me, I think it's easier. Or you can use WhatsApp business, because the reason why I'm talking about WhatsApp business is that if all these other type of people unwarranted people get to you, right? You can just block their number at the end of the day. But putting my email out there is, especially because my portfolio is like out there online. I'm not holding it because you never can tell. Um, that that yeah. So, but it's very important. Except you want to create a different, another way of going around it is creating a different email for that portfolio, so that you know that, okay, this is my email for job hunt, or this is my email for my portfolio, and so that it doesn't mess up your own personal email. Okay. So the next thing I'm talking about is display. So when it comes to display, right, I know people say use Canva to do your portfolio. While it is a good idea, I prefer using Wix. Wix has a um, free plan where it's just that you don't have a domain attached to it. But as long as it's the portfolio website, please use Wix. Please, I beseech you to use Wix. It's more interactive. The experience is better, and you even see templates that you can use over there. Canva is good, but Canva is not as good as Wix. Wix with Wix, there are a lot of things you can do. I would have Squarespace is no Square, Squarespace does not have a free plan. What they have is a free trial, which means that after, I think after 30 days or something like that, you no longer have access to it, I think. So, but I prefer Wix, right? And if you now decide to pay for a domain, it's actually cheap. Just connect your domain to your Wix, and they have a cheap plan. I noticed that they have a plan that is location based, such that because if you go and watch YouTube videos now, and the YouTube videos is for white people, you see that their cheapest plan is expensive, like $27. But if you use your Nigerian laptop to go into Wix account, you'll notice that they have cheap, like up to $4. I don't know, the one I'm paying for like $7 or $4, can't remember, but it's configured to for people in certain locations like India, Africa, can pay cheaper, right, because of their location. So I think that's a very good thing that Wix has done. So please stay away from Canva. Maybe you can go to Canva and kind of get design inspiration, but Wix already has like templates, so please use templates. But remember that you're not building a whole, another thing that remember, as regards visual, is that you're not building a whole website. You don't want to have so many things on your website so that people don't get distracted. You want to be straightforward on your portfolio website, so that you have the about me section, you have the project section. Maybe you have the about me and the resume section can go hand in hand, but don't make it so much, except you want to have blog section at the later or at some point, but let it not pass like 4 different pages, so that people don't get distracted. Also, even your page sef, let it not be too busy, so that people are seeing that thing you want them to see. You want them to see your projects immediately they come, then please don't. Then there's another thing about rearranging your pages, so that immediately they come into your website, the first thing they are seeing is the project and not all those other things. You don't even need to have a contact me page differently. You can just have a link for the contact me, for the email form filling. So a portfolio is not a full-blown website. The goal of the portfolio is to show your project, right? So use Wix, please use Wix. It's easier, cheaper. You don't even need to know how to design a website to do it because you see templates. You just choose with Wix templates, and all you now be doing is like Canva. All you now be doing is changing the words to suit your own words. Put your name, remove the name there. Put your name. Use add your image and all of those things. It's very easy. Okay. So, so now that we've talked about the platform that you can display your stance, it has to be a website, right? So, for some other people, is yeah, it's a website, but the content is different, right? So for us, our content is the project that we've done, or you can put projects that you are experienced in doing, even if you don't have any clients that you've done that for. Okay. So, um, I've talked about LinkedIn. I'm trying to look at my other points here. Now, the final thing that I want to mention, I think I actually mentioned this is the number of projects you should have. You should have a minimum of 3 projects. You should have a minimum of 3 projects. If possible, write an article. If you don't know any other thing to do, write an article and put it there. That will kind of show research skills or something like that. Okay. So you can write an article and put it there. But let it be an article when you want to choose projects, let it be something that because we're also looking at people who are not in our country. So you want to choose topics that are popular. You want to choose social media sites that are very popular. You want to choose topics that someone who is not in Nigeria will relate to, right? Diversity. You want to look at topics that someone like that will relate to. If you want to do comparisons, let it be popular apps or popular websites, not one Nigerian based website, which is not bad, right? But someone who is abroad will not relate and will not understand. So articles are also, good projects to put on. So as I said, minimum of projects, but your your project should not be above 8. Let it not be more than 8. If it's more than 8, remove the irrelevant ones or the ones that did not really take a lot of work and put projects that took a lot of work. You get. So the idea with a portfolio is that as you do more work, you remove the older work. So you're supposed to put recent projects on your portfolio, right? So as you do, so it's not as if you did this work in 2020 and then you're not going to do portfolio. You're not going to update your portfolio again. No, that's not how it works. So what you want to do is you want to put on relevant projects, right? So um or recent projects. So any project you kind of did many years ago, please just go and update yourself, right? Update. So as you get more work, as you do more things, you remove the older ones so that people will see what you also want to be strategic as to what is in vogue, right? So there are topics that are in vogue right now. There are topics that are in vogue, right? Like there are niches that are in vogue, right? Like the Web3 niche, the blockchain or AI, right? These are topics that people that shows that if you write articles or you do some sort of comparison on certain things that are related to business, it shows that you are in the present. It shows that you're also thinking of the future, right? So he said, how can I get the experiences to be able to produce? I just said create the experience by yourself. Create the experience by yourself. So to get experience to be able to update your portfolio is for you to create it by yourself. Then you can also volunteer. There is this site that I am a part. Yeah, I signed up to the website, Skilled Up Life. You can It's a volunteer website where people, um, I'm probably going to talk about it, make a video about it, where people who are looking for experience can go and sign up. And so other companies can match them. If they like the skills you have or the experience you have, they can sign you up on a volunteer basis, right? On a volunteer basis where you work for them for a certain period of time, usually 3 months. And then at the end of the day, they write you a reference, they recommend you on LinkedIn, right? That recommendation part on LinkedIn. So you can name of the website is Skilled Up Live. Let me write it. Skilled Up dot live. See this network. This one says I'm not online again. Skilled Up. I'm putting it in in the chat dot live. Yeah. So it's a very nice website. Once owners, business owners who are looking for the skill that that person has, because it's almost like it's not a social media site, but it has that LinkedIn portfolio feature where you can put in your experience, put in your education, put in your skills, that kind of thing on LinkedIn. So that employers can view that resume part, that profile part, and then message you. And then they also have like volunteer positions that they upload on that website, volunteer positions. So you can go and look at the volunteer positions and apply to them. Applying to them, they already have your um, resume. So I think it's just a short cover letter that you write, and then you are good to go. And then you wait for your response. So that's another good way to gain experience, volunteering. Or you can also like chat people up and say you want to volunteer for their to their business, right, for 1 month because you want staff there. So those are ways you can do that, right? So that was good. I'm not really feeling fine. So I don't have all my energy off today. So I hope that you were able to learn one or two about portfolio, right? So I guess I'm going to make a video, a more detailed video, and I'm going to show my own portfolio so that you see how it looks like. So I don't know if you have any questions. Do you have any questions? Okay, so you guys can sign up in that website. Thank you very much, Sandra. Thank you, Omar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so if you have any other questions, you can ask. If not, I guess I'm going to call it a day very early today. Um, so anyone, if any one of you here is on ALX training, please, yes, to amen and strengthened in Jesus' name, amen. If any of you is in the ALX training, start uploading content online on LinkedIn. Just start uploading content, written content. You attach your fine picture, chicken. Maybe you can do it once a month. Oh, sorry, once a week, maybe Fridays. And the Friday will be more like a recap of the things you learned today. Or that recap of the things you learned is probably you doing a comparison between um, Facebook page and Facebook group. Say you're a social media manager, because these are what your clients are interested in. Facebook page, what's the difference between Facebook page and Facebook group? Would you recommend Facebook page to a business or Facebook group, or both? Or do you think it depends? Those kind of things, those kind of topics, those are things you want to do. Also, another thing, like I feel like face posting or having those content on social media is like, especially these ones I'm talking about, right? It would be nice if you have some sort of long content on that your blog, like your blog section in your portfolio, and then just post a snippet of it and put it on your LinkedIn so that you have a link to your blog, right? So people can go back to your blog and then go back to your website, that's your portfolio website, and then see who you are, like who you really are and what you've done. So, because any post that I made last year, nobody even knows about it this year, right? Especially like what I mean on LinkedIn, right? But if you kind of link people back to that website is there on the internet, and maybe one day you will have money to pay for the paid version of it and all of that, and then you know you now start making all those money from AdSense and all of that. So, or you can do the whole medium.com, but medium doesn't pay Nigerian, so I don't know how people get around that. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, Oma already answered Sandra. Yeah, thank you very much, Oma. Hello, David. I hope you're good today. All right, all right. So I hope you guys like learned something today. Oh, please like implement, even if you didn't learn anything, like learn that you need to start showing yourself visibility. You need to start showing yourself on LinkedIn or Twitter or LinkedIn, you know, and you need to have a portfolio website. And I said Wix is my recommendation. Use Wix. People also use Notion, but I don't know how they do the blog part because blogs help people with visibility. So, um, yeah. What website should I use for blogging? Use use Wix. Blogger also. Okay, so the thing with blogging or the thing with blogging is that if blogging is beautiful, right? I even want to kind of like start blogging on my niche. Blogging is beautiful, but some platforms are hidden away from Google search, right? Especially now that they now do this whole Google ads. So some early platforms that boost their posts will actually come up in the top search, right? So most people will say you need to like optimize your blog to be seen. But I would say start with Wix. Or if you have money or if you have a friend that web does web development, tell the person to please help you and build WordPress websites for you. That one will usually take time, right? So you want to make the blog will be more like make it the first page will be about you. You don't need homepage. Your homepage is the about you, and then or the homepage is the blog, and then the other page is about you. Like it has to be blog and you, so that any other person who lands and wants to get to know more about you can talk to you. And so at that point, you are also making yourself visible for gigs like content creation gigs, right? Content writing and all of that. So David said, so I don't know if I answered your question, Oma. Please, did I answer your question? David said, please, what advice would you give to a beginner with regard in finding the right niche? I'm really confused about it. Team spectrum. Yeah, it's broad. Right now, it's like anything, any skill you have that you can offer to someone who is not in your location. It will allow better assistance like that. So you become a virtual assistant like that. So um, you may not niche in the beginning. Just start with the skills that you have. What skills do you have? I'm asking David, what skills do you have? Start from there. And then now when you're looking for jobs, when you're looking for clients, And then it also depends on the platform you're in. There are some platforms like Fiverr that will allow you to open different gigs. You can open a web design gig, you can open a translation gig. You don't really need to niche down. That's it. So, but platforms like Upwork is quite different. So Sandra said, please speak the name of the website. I didn't get the pronunciation. What website are you talking about? I wrote it down. Is it the Scaled Up Life? I wrote it down in the chat. This one to write it down. So mm, check if it's which website are you talking about, Sandra? Is it a volunteering website or Wix? Is it Wix? Is it the website for building the portfolio? Okay, website for building portfolio. Website um, with Wix. So once you just go into Wix, you sign up for free and do do the needful. I think I've put it down now. Yeah, Treasure said discover your strengths. It's that for a VA that you can handle very well. Yeah. So being a VA basically is by action, right? So check the website. It is Fiverr. See what's going on there. See how it's going to go on. You Okay, okay, yes, yes, yes. So I put it in there. Um, focus on it while okay, yeah, yeah, treasure is still answering. Okay, no problem, guys. No problem. Okay, any other questions before we call it a day? So, any other questions before we call it a day? We already made it to almost 50 minutes. Okay, 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 okay. Let me see. I think I answered the question on portfolio. Okay, guys. Oh, no, no, Upwork is not free. Oh. Are there any free websites to apply for jobs apart from Fiverr and Upwork? Well found. I made a video about that. Well found. And just checking online in Google. Well found. But if you're going to apply for any website outside of um Fiverr or Upwork, you have to like make sure that your portfolio is good, one, and that your LinkedIn is good. So when you're applying for those jobs, right, when you're writing your cover letter, always put your portfolio link inside the cover letter. Always, always. Don't send a cover letter without a portfolio link. That makes you different because everybody's sending a resume. Any job that you see and they say send in your resume. Once you're sending in your resume should have the link to your LinkedIn and a link to your portfolio. Also, in case if they don't make it to your resume, if there's a space for cover letter, right? Make sure that you add your portfolio link in your cover letter. Anyhow, just say at the end of your story, here is a link to my portfolio. Checking it. You don't need to speak too much grammar. especially if it's outside of these two freelance platform. Oh, okay. My community on WhatsApp. No, it's not a WhatsApp community. Please, did you fill the form, Sandra? If you fill the form, don't worry. You'll get someone will contact you. So Treasure Zini said, uh, yeah, Upwork. Upwork is Upwork is not easy. When platforms start making money, when platforms feel they've arrived, they just start making things more difficult for other people. So yes, now you need to buy Connect to apply for work. That you need to pay to apply for work. That's crazy, but that's that. Okay. Okay. If you fill the form, don't worry. You get contacted. Someone will contact you. Someone will contact you. Any other question? So the reason why Wix is good is that you can do it yourself. But the blog thing, right? If WordPress, if you know somebody that can build free WordPress website for you, please hold the person tight. Like hold the person, hold am well. Because all these developers are just charging money anyhow. But if the person is able to do it free, it's not like everything will be free. It's just that the workmanship will be free. You will not have to pay for maybe domain and hosting and the other part. But if you don't want that type of website, you want like something that's completely free because you're starting. You can just use the blogger or this Wix that I'm talking about. You can just add a blog to your Facebook. I even like Linda Ikeji's story is that she started her blog or as free, like as a free blog. She didn't start paying immediately. She started as a free blog. So and now this is like a big business for her. So you can just start with free blog website. But when it's free, just know that you will not get organic reach. If you're using a free website like Wix or blogger.com, blogger.com is owned by Google, right? So once you have an email, you have access to blogger.com. You just need to just look for it in your laptop. So just know that once you're using those free websites, you will not have organic. You have little. Let me not say you not have, but you have little organic reach, which means that you need to literally like promote your blog post. So that thing I said about if you kind of do a sort of comparison, don't make it too long. Nowadays, everybody's according to them, everybody's um span is now short. So attention span is now short. So you make it kind of moderate and do a summary, put it on LinkedIn and put the link to your blog there. It makes sense that way. So it means that you do the promoting yourself. It's not that difficult. Just adding it on LinkedIn is enough promotion. So that if you're posting on LinkedIn very often, people always get attracted to say, oh, who is this person posting on that? So when they go to the website section, they can just click it and see what you have there. So if you did not learn anything today, please learn that you need to work on your portfolio. If right now, because most people are saying portfolio, and you want to do now is decide the project, the first three projects that you're going to do for your portfolio, the first three projects, right? And bring them together. It means that for each of them, if it requires a slide presentation, you have to do the research, then put it in a slide, and before you now start creating websites for it, right? So portfolio is not that easy to make, right? So okay. Okay guys. We've made it to 9:55 today. Thank you very much for being here with me today. I appreciate happy new month to everybody and I hope that you know you find your path, right? This life is not easy. It's not easy for anybody. Telling you, it's not even for me, it's not easy. It's not easy for even Dangote. So I believe that the consistency, like the thing to begin to make sense, line to begin to fall in place. Right? So let's not get and let's not give up. Okay, so thank you guys, and let's all pray. Don't forget to pray. Prayer is important too. All right. So thank you guys for joining me today. I appreciate. In the absence of any other questions, can't join the community via the link, please help. Just click on the in my profile. Is it not my profile? My profile. If you try to check the, if you try to view the channel, the profile link there said, okay, my link three. You go to link three first, then network MTN. Please, are you people using MTN like me? Is anybody using Starlink? Please, we want to know. Give us review of Starlink so that we know that that's where to go to know. Say join the best VA community. That's where you click on. Once you join just fill the form and someone will get back to you. Okay. Thank you. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. See you 9 p.m. next Sunday. See you 9 p.m. and come with your questions and we can class this thing together. All right, guys. See you and good night.